Well, we start at noon with some breaking news on I-40 near the Arkansas-Oklahoma state line. A jackknifed semi was really causing backups up until just minutes ago. It has been cleared now, and we do have some video of what that looked like earlier. Now, Joshua, this has been the trouble spot all morning with slick roads. I know you've been tracking lots of things like this along I-40.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, that exact spot this morning has been a problem. Been watching throughout the morning shows. I'm sure many of you saw earlier when you were tuned in. There was about 4 separate incidents, including this one, at right around that exact same location. Now, the good news is they're able to clear that up. There is a giant gouge into the grass and that fence right there where you see where that accident was. And that was actually up there for quite some time. I-40 has been the main culprit with a lot of those accidents or incidents this morning. And here's a look at what it looks like now that it is cleared up. If we can take that here full screen real quick. When you see kind of behind that yellow sign up there to the left, it looks like it's almost a drain or something. That's where the truck was sitting. Let's go ahead and do a quick tour of the traffic along I-40. Roads this morning have been a mess. We had a jackknife truck earlier in Mulberry that caused some issues. I also want to kind of show you this area. Notice that there's really only one cleared lane. Now, there's a lot of issues with the traffic today where it looks deceiving, where you'll get a couple lanes that look clear and then we keep running into these same issues. So just for any travelers along I-40 or mostly in the River Valley, notice there is still quite a bit of snow on the roads. There is even a little bit of ice activity out there as well. So take it slow and take it easy out there if you have to travel I-40. It's still a little bit of a mess. The other thing, too, is we had some pretty cold temperatures this morning. I'm sure many of you felt it, but they were actually record-breaking in Fayetteville. Not quite Fort Smith, but previous record low for the morning in 1985 was 7 degrees in Fayetteville. The record this morning was -9. We blew that record out of the water. Not quite there in Fort Smith, but yeah, it was just a very, very cold start to the morning. That icon is incorrect. We don't have snow in Fayetteville right now, so ignore that. Other than that, it's 18 degrees. There is actually snow. It's just not falling. It already fell. It's on the ground there, so not quite sure why that's doing that. Other than that, sunny skies across the area. Mentioned it's going to start to clear out by noon. Seems to be doing so. It's rather cold out there across the area. Temperatures in the teens, some 20s. It's even a little bit of a feels like temperature out there, still in the single digits. So even though the sun is out there, it's not going to be quite the melting day in terms of that snow. So we'll be watching this activity throughout the day today. But keep in mind, anything that melts today, it's not going to melt very quickly. It's also going to refreeze overnight tonight because notice we're back into the teens by the time we start heading into the overnight, even some single digits once again. So that being said, very cold afternoon ahead, and then maybe a little bit of warming on the horizon as well. Warming, I'm going to say that a little bit loosely because it's not super warm, but I'll show you what I mean in those details here coming up.
Thank you, Joshua. And like we mentioned, conditions on our highways and places like I-40 have been dangerous since the storm hit. Reporter Nate Benson with our sister station in Buffalo was there earlier this morning with the latest.
Good morning, I'm Nate Benson along I-40 in Arkansas, and I'll step away so you can see the situation. It's been a treacherous morning along I-40 as multiple tractor trailers got stuck in ditches, not only here at the Welcome Center just over the Oklahoma border, but all along I-40. Heavy tow equipment has been on scene all morning long trying to get some of these tractor trailers out of the ditches and some of the conditions they found themselves in overnight. It's iced over expressway right now all along I-40. Making driving especially dangerous for not only tractor trailers, but any drivers trying to commute along I-40 this morning. And that's really the conditions you're going to find all along I-40 here in Arkansas. A base layer of ice. It's going to be a little difficult to stop, and you're going to want to give yourself extra distance between vehicles. You'll be able to drive all along I-40, but being able to stop will be very challenging.
Well, Washington County's entire fleet of trucks has been hard at work to clear highways and overpasses. Since Friday evening, crews have continued to plow snow and apply an ice slicer product to combat the conditions on the roads. Washington County Judge Patrick Deacon says conditions can change quickly and to always be prepared.
Whatever we melt will refreeze overnight. This is an iterative process, and so never trust the traction or any false sense of security you've gained in your car. It's going to be different every time you get out.
Judge Deakins also says as long as the cold weather sticks around, so will the team that's clearing roads. Well, here's a live look now near Fort Smith. You can see the roads still looking pretty snow covered out there, even our main roadways, but crews have been working through the weekend trying to get them clear all across the state. Dave Parker with RDOT talked about what we can expect for road conditions throughout the day.
We've had some tractor trailers lose control, spin out and everything. So just an indicative that it's still very slick out there. A lot of ice out there. We made progress yesterday on the primary roads and cleared a path. But, we've got, you're talking single digits, -1, -2 in the Northwest Arkansas area and River Valley. So it's very, very cold. Be extremely careful if you must head out today.
And taking a live look now near Springdale, looking a bit more clear out there in Northwest Arkansas. And now actually we're going to check in with 5 News reporter Claire Everbach. She is live in the 5 News Storm Chaser. She's been tracking road conditions in Northwest Arkansas all morning. Good afternoon, Claire. Where are you now? How are the roads looking out there?
Hey Morgan, well, the sun is out. It's certainly very bright in the Storm Chaser, especially compared to how it looked just a few hours ago. We're actually seeing pretty clear roads out in front of me. I am really shocked that this is how it looked compared to a few hours ago. There is still a lot of water on the road, but most of the ice seems to be melted. There's lots of people out, definitely more than we saw a few hours ago. There's actually a plow truck coming up here on the left working to clear all those roads. We're on Highway 71 right now, and we've been looking at the roads for a few hours. We're going to play some video for you all about what we were seeing just earlier, and as you can see, there's a big difference between then and now. I'm looking at a car right now that looks like it might be having a little bit of trouble, might be starting to get stuck, but all to say, it really looks like things are starting to improve. I'm sure the sun has been very helpful with that. I heard Joshua say earlier that we reached -9 this morning, which is pretty shocking compared to how warm it's feeling now. I actually had to take my jacket off in the car. So we've been monitoring this all morning. If you tuned into the morning show, the roads were looking a lot worse earlier. They're looking much better now, but it is still important to be very cautious out there, especially with the recent accidents we've been hearing of. Take it slow, really try to stay inside if possible until these roads are completely clear. I'm going to send it back to you, Morgan, for now, but like I said, we'll continue to monitor this very closely. We'll have an update for you in our evening shows. Morgan?
Thank you, Claire. And of course, we'll bring you any real-time updates, forecast changes, road conditions, and travel impacts. You can find all of that on 5 News Plus on your smart TV and our free 5 News mobile app. Well, President Donald Trump has approved Arkansas's request for an emergency declaration as severe winter weather continues to impact the state. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders declared that state of emergency following dangerous conditions that started Friday, directing $250,000 from the Disaster Response and Recovery Fund toward response efforts statewide.
The biggest thing we can do, again, is keeping power on, making sure people have access to heat and food and shelter. And so continuing to clear roadways and keep power on is going to be the big priority that we have and that all of our teams on the ground are focused on over the course of the next 24 to 36 hours.
The governor says the added resources will help expand the state's ability to assist Arkansans who are facing hazardous conditions. A reminder, warming shelters are open across the region. For information on the closest warming center to you, you can just text the word WARM to our number there on your screen, 479-785-5000, and we'll send you back a link to a list.